Welcome to the Charbon Report. I'm Michael A. Charbon. Today's title, America Demands Change. On January 20th, America makes a realignment, a repositioning to reclaim Americanism, emboldened by a mandate not seen in 20 years. A nation who desperately wants to work, to grow, make money, raise a family, afford a car, put a roof over their head, food on the table, while nestled in a safe society that celebrates exceptionalism and achievement. A nation who believes in patriotism, the Constitution, and reverence for a flag, and who respects the privilege of citizenship. A nation who believes in the rule of law and its enforcement, who rejects radical Islam, anti-Semitism, and discrimination, and believes in the American dream. A crusade that rejects political institutionalized gatekeepers of embedded elite politicians, who, while on a government wage, become millionaires controlling pivotal influential roles. Disgusted with an administration plagued with careless spending of the public purse and no accountability, amassing generational legacy debt for Americans not even born. A movement that repudiates 4 years of devastating stewardship of a democracy. Oh, it began with Biden, an aging, feeble, unpopular president forced off the ticket late in the game, replaced by Kamala, an even more unpopular candidate, a border czar, who left America's border vulnerable to invasion, as an impeached Mayorkas stated again and again that the border was closed. While plane loads of over 11 million invaders flew to American cities that you guys, the taxpayers of America, paid for. Then there was the pressure from inflation and the economy that basically sucked. Democrats miscalculated the abortion issue and assumed the endorsement for a black woman. A platform that threatened the Electoral College, the Supreme Court, and crippled an economy by abandoning America's oil and gas supremacy. Why would you do that? Voters were bombarded with messages filled with tacit racism, political doctrine, and crammed with accusation of discrimination and guilt and division. Messages that were amplified by the culpable legacy media masquerading as journalists, parroting radical progressive ideology that you must adopt, while enticing America to swallow a gender pill that abandoned a majority's traditional values and beliefs. Business, well, they realized that for profitability and efficiency, you got to return to MEI, meritocracy, education, and intelligence, abandoning this DEI business that compromised education standards, diminished experience, promoted division and discrimination, while devaluing the best person for the job in exchange for a woke DEI, checkmark based on race. Now, Albert Einstein, I love this. He said it the best: weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. Imagine the Pentagon, the industrial military complex with an annual budget of $824 billion. Well, they failed for the 7th consecutive time an audit. 7 of them. An audit costs $178 million each time, so failing 7 times, that's like $1 billion embarrassment. I mean, you couldn't do that in business. Or how about $27 billion Bidenomics Inflation Reduction Act? That spent $7.5 billion in 2.5 years to build 8 EV chargers? Big Buttigieg? January 20th signals a movement that is appalled by a government lubricated by special interest lobbyists steering policy from the shadows. Consider additives, colors, and chemicals that are allowed in your American foods that are firmly rejected and banned by the rest of the world due to ties to cancer and autism. How come? It's been 4 years of an administration who created a crime wave fueled by weak on-crime policy, illegals, and of course, no cash bail again and again. All this as Laken Riley and many other cases were sitting there and resonating in the living rooms across America. A Democrat campaign who insulted donors who by paying millions to Hollywood stars to curry votes, preaching to cat ladies and concentrating on joy, regardless of a suffering nation going on. And the ultimate defining quote, Kamala admitting that she wouldn't change anything of the debacle that the Biden-Harris administration created. Then, of course, add insult to insult to injury, I should say. Raise $1 billion, imagine this, the most ever, lose the election, and then plead that you need more money because you're $20 million in debt. I mean, that says it all. Well, the gig's up, guys. Time to clean government, inject fresh leadership with a clear perspective. A movement that not even a bullet in Butler, Pennsylvania could stop. Trump 2.0 is wiser, with a cautious footing and engaging a nation with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax for seniors. Where a Tom Holman border is arrest, detain, deport. That's the hymn. First the worst offenders, then destroy the nests of foreign criminal enterprises. Remember how Trump was accused of being, he's a misogynist. He's never around strong and intelligent women, ever. Really? Consider Susie Wilds, Tulsi Gabbard, Elise Stefanik, Christine Noem, Pam Bondi, and many others. How about the world's richest man, Elon Musk, and Vivek Ramaswamy to head DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency? Can't wait for that. They want to challenge bloated federal services of self-serving, influence-peddling administrative swamp in D.C. Imagine that all in one sentence. How about the American military? Well, Pete Hegseth, he's going to correct the rudder back to a fighting machine of glory, supporting the world's best equipped elite fighting forces for democracy in the world. Yeah, no more woke accommodations for pantyhose-wearing men playing Mrs. Soldier dress-up. Winston Churchill said, attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Two parting thoughts for President Trump. An olive branch for DACA. These people were born, grew up, and went to school as Americans in America. They need a path to citizenship and don't deserve any fear of deportation. That would be a great move. Abolish the student loan forgiveness scam. Taxpayer-funded forgiveness should be applied to the cost of Americans battling cancer and debilitating diseases, where an innocent patient had no choice in fighting the double challenge of a life-threatening disease and bankruptcy with the cost of tragic medical costs. It just drives me nuts. Those two things, that would be a country of hope who has its citizens back, no matter what. And finally, on the October 23rd prediction that I said Trump was going to win a landslide, for me, Sinatra said it best. When in the end, the best revenge is massive success. Please like and share, subscribe, leave a comment below. Go to thecharbonreport.com for more episodes wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Michael A. Charbon. God bless and stay safe.